Hey, what's going on, everyone? I wanted to make a video or podcast or however you're hearing this format about a very common objection or concern that I hear is that I can't have an exercise department in my clinic because I'm too busy to train my staff to teach them new stuff. All right, that's a common thing we hear is that doctors want to add corrective exercise to their practice. They want to be able to offer more services for their team, but they come up with the whole, well, it's never going to be convenient. Plug in some audio here. Maybe that sounds better. Here's the reality check. It's never convenient unless you're so slow you don't have any patience at all, and then you have plenty of time to do stuff because you don't have any patients in your practice. You don't have a busy clinic, which if you're just starting off, sometimes that's how it is. It can be a curse and a blessing because you have more time to devote to this stuff. But if you're busy like most of us, there's never a convenient time. Just like with your patients, there's never a convenient time for them to have a health problem and for them to invest time and energy into fixing it. So you have to look at this the same way, that if you see the value in improving your clinical outcomes, having better systems in your practice, and implementing something that you feel like you need to implement. So I'm talking to the chiropractors that are already on board, knowing that corrective exercise, functional movement is extremely beneficial for someone's overall health and spinal health, and is very congruent with chiropractic. So I'm not trying to like convince you on that right now. I'm talking to everyone who's already on board with that, who says, yeah, I get it, I want to do it, but, and then you have that objection or concern. So here's my, I don't know, words of encouragement with that is that if you follow systems and you adhere to them, then you can get this implemented and you can do it. And what I have been working on for the last several weeks, myself and my team, we have about probably, I don't know, 26 to maybe 30 new trainings on little things. Some are little, some are longer, on all these little pieces that originally when we rolled out Move Now University and we had training on how to put a corrective exercise practice, how to put a corrective exercise department in your practice. We had all that dialed in, we had all the trainings, we had all the clinical stuff on how to do a movement assessment, how to dig deeper, how to interpret what it means, how to prescribe exercises based on that, how to engage the patients, the systems to be able to give them resources to be able to reference exercises like at home outside the clinic. And it's more than just an exercise library. There's other, softwares and stuff that have done that. That's not what this is. This is a complete system. It's a culture really that you've built. We have this belt system of functional movement, so our patients progress through this belt system. So that speaks to a basic human need, which is significance and progression. And so anyway, well, when we laid out all that and teaching all that, and we had these doctors implementing, they would ask these little questions on things that we had protocols for, but we felt like we don't need to share that because doctors have their own way of doing it. Like, for example, like scheduling out a patient and making sure they're going to keep their appointments. So that was something that we just assumed everyone else had their systems for. Well, we assume no more. We've made the trainings on every little thing we could possibly think of. Like, I'll show you here. I'm sitting behind my computer. I'm going to flip the camera around in a second because I'm going to show you something really cool that I am proud of, and I'll be so proud of once it's done, because it's been a lot of work, and it's kind of been more work than I thought it was going to be. Let me pull it up. Okay. So this right here, this is a document of just various, I'm going to flip this around. Okay. So this right here is a document of various trainings that we were going to put together. So how to fill out and use functional movement protocol document, checking charges. So how do we check charges before things are billed out? Patient pre-paying and pre-scheduling, like that process at the front desk. How does that actually work? Reviewing cash practice financial agreement, the schedule, like building out a full Excel spreadsheet and developing rules on how to build out your own schedule when you want to put an exercise practice or exercise department in your practice. Like how do you juggle that? Me explaining how I introduced ChiroHealth USA to a patient during a financial functional series, so on and so forth. So these are all the topics that we came up with, and then we have different color coding based on who's done them and if they've already been uploaded and whatnot. But the thing that I wanted to cover with you is really this. I have this open here so I can show you this. Let me pull this over to the side, and I can show it side by side. Okay, cool. That's nice. All right. So here's what I wanted to show you is what we did and this is not done yet because this is a new thing we added on. This is just a bonus that all of our existing members get, or our new members that join. This is how you're going to implement this in your practice. Just spoke with a doctor today and one yesterday who just joined our program, and they're going to be waiting the next couple days because we'll have this done in the next couple days, and they'll use this to train their staff. So how it works is the first module inside here, it says T minus 12 weeks. So let's say you're on board. You say, hey, I want to put a corrective exercise department in my chiropractic practice. So you join Move Now University, and I'll tell you how you can do that at the end of here. Then you get access to this. You go to Ground Zero. Ground Zero, flowcharts, forms, other documents, print before proceeding. I took every single form that we have, and it's all here, every form. You click on it, you download it into a folder, and then you start modifying some of the logos on these documents, because these documents are all referred to in our systems. Because this is not just how to put corrective exercise in a practice. This is systems. It's day 1 through day 5. It's communication. It's compliance. It's billing. It's literally like an entire. I think the word practice management does it a disservice because it's more robust than any practice management I've ever seen. So then in here, how it's going to happen, and these are the videos that I'm going to make very soon once this next part is completed, is we'll have a week 1 video. So you click on week 1, we'll have a video here. See, sorry, there's no video yet. That video will say, it's week 1, here's what we're covering this week. And it's step by step. Then what will happen is you and your staff will all print out this manual, which right now is, how many pages? Like 67 pages. I'm not done with it yet. It's going to be probably about 70 pages or so when I'm done. But it's 12 weeks to success. So in 90 days, the guide to launching your functional movement department. Starts off, has a good motivational quote that I took out of Jocko's book, Discipline Equals Freedom Field Manual, right? Felt like that would be a good motivating factor. Then the next 12 weeks, we mapped it out. There's 54 tracks. So 0 through 54. Those 54 things correlate to 0 through, you guessed it, 54 inside here. Okay, so there's a system behind this. There's a system behind this. It goes all the way to 54. All right, so back to here. So then what happens is ground zero is welcome to week 0. This manual is your roadmap to success. In the following sections, you'll find all the resources you need, as well as specific action items for each step in the implementation process. Before you even start with week 1, you'll need to download and print all of the various forms, flowcharts, and paperwork inside of the ground zero lesson inside the first section, T minus 12 weeks, which is this one right here that I was talking about. Okay? Get to it. So then we go through, we have goals for that week, a little note section, and then here's where you map out your first training with your team. You sit down with your team, everyone on the staff who's going to take part in this, which should be everyone, and week 0, so your start date is right there. So you put your start date in today, okay? So it's today, we're going to get started, and then you look on a calendar. 12 weeks in the future, at the end of 12 weeks, you say this is your launch date right here. And then in between, you map out Sunday through Saturday who is going to do what and for how much time training-wise. First, you assign an accountability manager, which cannot be the doctor because the doctor is busy doing a million things. So it's either an office manager, it's a front office person, or it's an exercise therapist, or someone who's going to be groomed to be the future exercise therapist in this process. So now, how do you know what specifics to do week by week? Glad you asked. That refers over to this document that you see screenshot here, which is taken from here. We mapped out week 1, week 2, so on and so forth, and it's all color-coded of what tracks to do each week. And then we even kept track of how much time there is to go through all the video lessons and the practical, and we separated out by 3 departments: doctor, therapist, and front office. Each has a role. Some of them they do together, some is separate training, but each week there's time that needs to be invested into this process. So it goes through week by week by week, and it goes all the way up until week 12, okay? So that whole process now is broken down here, where you start with week 1, like I just showed you. This gives you an overview of how it works. So week 1, where you are now, week 12, where you want to be, and then you start off mapping out the exercise area, belts, bands, and boards. So we talk about this is the stuff that needs to be put in the exercise area. Here's all the resources of where to order everything and what to get. You get it like on Amazon and whatnot, and there's a website for the wristbands. And then mapping out exercise area, exercise equipment, and home care. So it runs through this step by step. And then like on week 1, when it gets started, notice it says Movement 101. It has a little thing for track 13. What's track 13? Remember? That's, boom, track 13. Over here, track 13. There's the online module of the video lessons that you watch. Okay, cool. So the reason that we put this together is to kill that objection, which is the title of this overview lesson that I'm doing here on Facebook Live, or whether you hear this on a podcast in the future, is that we've put together a foolproof system that you can follow, and there's study questions making sure that you and your staff understand the key points of each lesson and each procedure and process. And it goes through, so week 1 is measuring movement, that concludes week 1. Then week 2, and so everyone fills out their journal. You know your team is engaging. You get together as a group and review this, and we map this out in these weekly videos as far as what you should be doing, what you should be going through, what you should be doing as a group, and so on. So we've really put a ton of effort and thought into the implementation process, because the goal with this, the goal is I want you, if you become a Move Now member and you join this, I don't want this sitting on the shelf. I want you doing this. We have a community on Facebook of a bunch of chiropractors that some have implemented this 30, 40%, some have implemented it 100%. They've been doing it for months and months and seen all the success of it. They can get together, help each other, share ideas. So we have a private Facebook group for all of our members as well. That's our support. We have Mia's support. We have Vlad for support. He also can do certain support tech. He can do some concierge service if you need some online support of some of the techie stuff, even though we have all the training inside there for you, so you can do it, or you can have one of your staff do it. If you don't want to mess with that, he can do that as well. And so the last thing that I wanted to cover here is that the link that I put above, which is demo.movenowu.com. So demo.movenowu.com, that takes you here. If you want to watch a 30-minute pre-recorded demo that we put together, we go through all the different lessons inside of here and walk you through step by step. And then after you go through that and you say, that's awesome, that looks great, I want to find out more and find out, are there things that would make me a good candidate for this in my clinic? Maybe it's not going to work for me, and like we could talk through it. Is you schedule a call right here. You click on that button, you get on our schedule, and Vlad is our main support. He'll jump on a phone call with you, and he'll take you through and help work through questions and concerns that you have and see if this is going to be a good fit for you. So with that said, I hope that this helps set people at ease who are really wanting to do more in their practice for their patients. They're maybe on the fence with, how can I improve some of the rehab stuff I do in office, or how can I completely add a full functional movement department in my existing chiropractic practice, and you don't know where to begin, or you don't know if you can do it, or you don't know how long it's going to take, or the steps, or whatever. We have a tried and tested system that we are here for you for support. We want to see you do this successfully. We've built a network of doctors all over the country, really all over the world. We have a guy in Australia, we have a guy out in China, Singapore, where else? We have two guys in the UK, a bunch of people in Canada. So there are doctors all over doing this in completely different environments, utilizing these systems, and it works really well. We do it every day. I practice full time on this live right now. How's it going, Jason Arnold? And then Brandy Hunter, she's our office manager. She's watching this. She helps with a lot of these trainings too. How's it going, Brandy? So hopefully this has been helpful, eye-opening for you, sets you at ease, maybe gives you like a new excitement of like, hey, I should find out more about this. Go to that demo link that I put there, demo.movenowu.com. You can always reach out to us. You can message me. You can comment below. There's all kinds of ways to get a hold of us. But what we're looking for is the chiropractors who are a good fit for this type of care, who want to to take this and run with it. Okay, so if you're one of those that just wants to just want to scrape by, just shut this off. This is a nice little motivational piece, but it's not for you. This is someone that says, hey, I can see the value in this, and I want to be the top doctor in my area. Like, not just the best marketer, not just the most ad spend on Facebook, but actually the most clinically sound, complete level of care where your patients are wowed by your systems and what you give them. If that's what you want, that was the burning desire I had that kept me up every night going, okay, I got to do more. I got to refine. I got to be better. It's arrived. This is the system. Okay. So appreciate you being on this. Appreciate your support. And we look forward to talking with you soon.